the second large project of national reconstruction is to establish and to universalize a form of education that can create the mind capable of being free and great. The role of the school in a democracy is not to represent either the family or the government. The family says to the child, "Become like me." The state says to the child, "Be useful to me in the order that is now established." The school should recognize in the child a tongue-tied prophet and give the child access to remote experience and distant possibility. How are we to form such an education in the circumstances of the contemporary societies? There are two imperatives that we must immediately address. The first imperative: in any country that is large, unequal, and federal, like the United States or Brazil, is to reconcile the local management of the schools with national standards of investment and quality. To reconcile local management with national standards, we need three instruments. The first instrument is a national system of assessment of performance. The second instrument is a mechanism to redistribute resources from richer places to poorer places. And the third instrument is a way to associate the different levels of the federation in common bodies that could come to the rescue of local failing school systems, take them over temporarily, fix them, and return them fixed. But this first priority is really only a preliminary to a second priority. The second priority has to do with the content and the method of education. The method must be oriented to analytic mastery and problem solving, rather than to the passive acquisition of information. It must use information selectively as a device of analytic capability, and it must therefore prefer thematic depth to encyclopedic superficiality. The social setting of such a form of education must affirm the preference for cooperation in learning and in research over the combination of individualism and authoritarianism that has prevailed in education throughout the world. And in its attitude to receive knowledge, it must be dialectical, approaching every subject and every discipline from at least two contrasting points of view. The aim is to liberate the mind and to intervene in the relation between the two sides of the mind, between the aspect in which the mind is like a machine, modular and formulaic, and the aspect in which it is an anti-machine, not modular, not formulaic, displaying the power to recombine everything with everything else and to transgress its own presuppositions. It is this second side of the mind, the imagination, that must be given power through this educational innovation.